Hey everybody, so I'm gonna make some borracho beans, which I mean, I'm sure y'all all know how to make, and you have your own way of making them, but I'm just gonna show you my helpful little hint. I didn't used to do this, but I do this now because then I don't have to go out and buy salt pork or bacon to put inside. I used to like to put like a lot of bacon inside my beans, but now whenever I buy a roast, I just take all the fat trimmings from that roast because usually I buy it whole and then I turn around and I trim it up really good. Number one, if you're buying it with all the fat whole, you're usually paying less per pound, which you're paying for the fat. But what would you be doing if you would be buying salt pork, which is just fat? You basically trim all that off, but a lot of times the great part is if you can see it, you get a lot of meat when you do your trimmings. So one of the things I found is brisket for sure, and then like your chuck roast, of course. If you trim all the fat off, not all of it because you want your meat for whatever you're cooking to have flavor as well, but all that excess that you don't want too much, if you just trim it, I usually season it and freeze it, or I just freeze it like that. But I take it and I have it into chunks and I throw it into my beans, and it has so much better of a flavor. Like you can taste the brisket in your beans, or you can taste the chuck in your beans. Like you really can taste it. I noticed that ever since I started doing that, I kind of did it as an accident. I did it by, oh, I have all this left over. I hate to throw it away. Let me just save it. Or if you have pork roast and you trim it all up, just throw it in your beans. Save it and throw it in your beans because it is so helpful. I'm going to take all of this, and you can throw a lot more in your beans. And then when you make them into refried beans, you can taste the meat in it. So I'm going to take all of this. This I trimmed it up, I think, last week. But see, I have lots of little pieces. I'm just going to take all that and throw it into my beans. So that'll come out delicious. All that's just flavor in my beans, and I didn't have to pay any extra for that. So there's your helpful hint for today.